1, 2, 3, 4. Hey y'all, this is Bonnie Bishop and you are listening to The Weekly Feed.
It's The Weekly Feed at South by Southwest 2012. I'm Kyle Meredith and joined by Bonnie Bishop.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm so good. Happy to be here.
Welcome kind of back home, I guess.
Yes,
You lived here for a while,
yes,
right?
I did. I went to college here in Austin, which was an enlightening experience for a young girl from the suburbs of Houston, which is where I actually grew up.
Right.
But I was here from 97 to 2008, and before I moved to Nashville, where I was, writing under a publishing deal. So.
Right. I mean, that's two big, monstrous music towns right there.
Really
Austin
is.
and Nashville. Are they similar, or did you really have to go to Nashville because you couldn't get what you needed in Austin?
I think that one of the things that Austin instilled me with, because the Texas music scene is such an, it's an independent, you learn how to be your own booking agent. You learn how to, put together a press kit.
Right.
You learn how to, put a band together and do all that. It's kind of the school of hard knocks as far as live performing goes. And that was a great education,
Sure.
Being surrounded by other people who had just gone out and figured it out themselves, like, without an industry. But then there's only so much you could do without the backing of the bigger people. And so for me, moving to Nashville was kind of a twofold plan. It was, I wanted to be a better writer and really focus on my songwriting. And some of the best writers and musicians in the world live in Nashville. And so getting in that among those caliber of people, I felt like that made me better, and that's what I wanted to do. And I also wanted to be in touch with some of those movers and shakers in the industry that could help me take my music not just to a regional level, but to something much bigger.
I hear about kind of the Nashville Club. Like that you have to get into.
Which one?
Yeah, well, yeah, but that you have to get in. Did you find it
Yes.
hard to, you're trying to make these connections and everything. You did have a background, and I'm sure that put you a couple steps ahead. But
well, in some ways it put me ahead, but there's also there's so much animosity between the Texas musicians and the Nashville industry, because all of us Texans go to Nashville and we're like, well, we don't really need your help. We're so cool. We can really do it on your own, but we kind of want a record deal too. So there's that dichotomy, and then so Nashville kind of hates us because we don't need them,
right.
But we kind of hate them because really we do to get further. I was blessed to have a publishing deal, so when I moved to Nashville, I was moving into the game already, and had that structure there and a publisher that was helping me write with great writers, and he did. I mean, if not for him, I would have been knocking on doors for the last 4 years.
Right.
But instead, I got to write with some of the best people that I think. I mean, Pat McLaughlin and Al Anderson and just all these great people, Mike Reed, and that really stretched me a lot. And so I kind of got to come into Nashville with a little bit of help that I don't know that I would have had the balls to move there if I hadn't had a publishing deal. To tell you the truth, it would have been a lot harder.
Well, it seems like people are. I mean, the music does work elsewhere beyond Texas,
Yes.
because you've got now have other people picking up your songs.
I do.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that. What's the latest?
I had heard about 3.5 years ago I'd written a song with Al Anderson, who, if you're a music nerd, you might know NRBQ was like this amazing indie rock band back in the 60s and 70s, and Al was the guitar player, and he got into the songwriting game in Nashville in the 80s and just has turned out hit after hit after hit. And he is the anti-Nashville guy, and those are always the kind of people I like to write with the best, right? So we got together, and the very first time we wrote this song called Not 'Cause I Wanted To, and it was kind of the story of my divorce and leaving my husband, and then Al's beautiful guitar melodies, and we're writing it, and he goes, oh, we're going to send this to Bonnie Raitt. We're going to send this to Bonnie Raitt. Well, I'm calling you. You deserve to know. You are not the reason that I have So he sends it off to Bonnie, and she calls him back and says, I love this song, I want to put it on my next record. And I'm just about to pee in my pants because I had just moved to Nashville when that happened. But that was 3.5 years ago, and I never really heard anything. And I'd like told all my friends and family, you know. And then at Christmas, I got this handwritten Christmas card from her telling me that this was like, this song really meant something to her. It was officially on her album, and she actually told Al it was her favorite song since I Can't Make You Love Me, which just was very touching. Only did what I had to do, not 'cause I wanted to. She's set to release in April, and you know, There's My Name, it's track 7, and it was just really, really exciting. And actually, on the way to this interview, Al called me and said that they have selected it as a single in the UK and testing it, I guess, for the American market. So I'm
congratulations!
Pretty excited about it.
How awesome is that?
It's my first and only cut in my 4 years in Nashville, and I'm like, that's enough for me. Like, okay, done. I'm going back on the road. I'm going to go make music again and do what I love most. So.
Well, it seems like when you're in the game that you're in, I mean, you know, with country music, I guess it's a separate world, and it's an island in itself. The way it works, you know, but it seems like some of the artists have to kind of make that decision, or maybe they don't. Maybe it just falls like that.
To be an artist or to be a writer?
Kind of like that, you know. It's like, you know, am I going to go at this fiercely independent and I'm just going to make, you know, my name as me, or am I going to open it up to let other people kind of run with my songs?
Right. Well, it's funny because the question that they always ask you when you go to meetings in Nashville is, now, what do you want to do? You want to be a writer or you want to be an artist? And I'm like, why do I have to choose?
Sure.
And it's funny, though, because they do, when you play a song in Nashville, they seem to filter it through one of those two things. If you say, I want to be a writer, then they're going, oh, okay, I'm listening to this song to see, can anybody else cut this? And if you say, I want to be an artist, then they're filtering it through, okay, does she fit in with what we're doing? And if the answer to both of those questions is no, then pretty much you get to go just write whatever you want and be whatever kind of artist you want. And that's, you know, as I you know, participated in the writing scene there, I learned how to write for other people, which I had never really understood. My stuff was always very personal, and I came to understand how to make things have more mass appeal, and how to phrase an emotion or communicate an emotion rather in a way that a lot of people could relate to it, because we're all pretty much experiencing the same emotions. It's just your personal experience of that is different than mine, is different than yours perhaps, but we still, at the heart of it, there's still a common emotion there. And so I've enjoyed writing for other people in that sense, and I'm going to continue to do that, because that's kind of like your 401k as a writer, you know, like set yourself up in the future. But ultimately I really want to make records, because I love to, I hate to say I love to write about myself, but I know my life better than I know anybody else's life. And I feel like there's nothing more powerful than a singer emoting from personal experience, her own words or his own words. And so that's what I've chosen to continue to do as far as the record, the artistry aspect of it goes. And I trust that, you know, being true to my own talent, that music will find its way into the hands and hearts of people that need to hear it. And that's pretty much what grassroots music is. That's what we're all pretty much in the game.
Well, it looks like it's working. But now you have someone like Bonnie Raitt that's going to be, you know, spreading the word of your divorce.
Well, yeah.
To everybody.
I think everybody knows, especially my family. They're still pissed that, that my gifts, I'm using all of my dishes with such joy and all my new cooking supplies, but there's no marriage to show for it. Yeah, she's championing me just by recording that song, and personally, it's the sweetest reward I really could have hoped for as a writer. I've looked up to her since I was a kid, and I think she's one of the greatest singers ever, and I think pretty much everybody thinks that. And having one of the greatest singers take one of my songs and make it her own is just like, I haven't even found words to express it. I just know that I'm sleeping very well at night right now, and it's awesome. And you know, she's got a couple Bob Dylan songs on that record. What? you know?
And you're right in
Bob
there.
Dylan and Bonnie Bishop. Yeah, we just go right in hand in hand there.
Soon Bob will be playing your songs.
Oh, God. Yeah, my head's going to explode. We
All
can't
right.
talk about it anymore.
Congratulations.
Thank you
That's
very
amazing
much.
news, and thanks for sharing some songs with us.
Thank you.
And I'm
Thanks.
sure we'll be hearing about you a lot this year.
Yeah, sounds good.
I feel some trouble stirring